So, probably once in a while, you go to the cinema to catch your favorite movie, like the recently released Infinity War or Deadpool, in 3D. But what if you didn't have to? So, this is the Oculus Go, and it might just replace your cinema. Wait, you might be saying there are a lot of VR headsets that you've seen, and what's so special about this? Okay, let's get rid of these 3D glasses and take a look, and Ed will walk you through.
So starting off with the controller. Now the controller has 4 buttons. Let's start it from the trigger. This is the trigger mechanism here. That is the first button you'll find on the controller. And then on the top here, you have 3 buttons. This whole thing is a touchpad, but it's a clickable touchpad. Can you listen to that? It's a clickable touchpad, so you can use it to navigate, you can scroll around stuff, you can select stuff with it. And then below it you have the back button, which has a bit of a bubble texture to it, so it's nice and rounded. And then you have the home or Oculus button, whichever you want to call it. This one is the one that's responsible for returning you to the menu or the home. Now this whole thing is powered by one AA battery. That's what powers the whole thing. And then we move over to the headset. Now starting off with the top, you have the power button, which is right at the middle over there, and then right next to it where you see that pinhole over there, that's where you'll find the power or charge LED. So that one just shows you if the headset is on, if it's off, if it's charging, or if it's full. And then next to that you have the volume buttons. I would have loved the volume button to have like a little dot so that I can feel if this is the volume plus button or the volume minus button. But either way, it's not too bad. The volume button is protruding a little bit by probably a millimeter or so. So you can actually detect that this is the volume button by just rubbing on top of the headset. You'll find it. And then the power button is flush with the surface of the headset there. So yeah. Good luck finding that, unless if you can estimate the middle of the part of the headset whilst you're putting on the headset. Moving over to the right side of the headset, that's where you'll find some ports over there. There is the micro USB port for charging and transferring. Now, as we said, this is a standalone headset, so it does have some storage inside it, where you can load up some stuff. And then you have the headphone jack. Now the headphone jack is just, well, to connect your headphones for a more immersive experience. The inside of the VR headset. Now this is where things start getting a bit interesting. So inside the headset we have this nice feeling cushion. Now the more expensive these headsets get, the more comfortable they actually get. So there is this nice cushion that holds the headset snug against your face and also works to keep the light, like ambient lighting, outside of the headset that could otherwise distract you from your VR experience. And then over here, this is the proximity sensor. So what it does is it automatically switches the VR headset off. Well, not off exactly. It's sort of like pressing the power button on your phone so that you just lock the screen. So what it does is it turns off the screen. The headset will still be on, but it will be on standby mode so that it saves on power. So it will only switch back on if you cover the proximity sensor. Those are the lenses that will be providing visual input to your eyes. And it's hard to see them because of this nice material that's around here, but they are stereo speakers placed in this headset right at the top there. They properly spread the sound around your ears and make you feel like you're actually in whatever scenery that you're checking out. Right at the bottom over there, we have this other pinhole, which should be the microphone. And on the front here, there's just the Oculus logo, and that's it. So what are we looking at here? Since this is a standalone VR headset, there's a bunch of impressive hardware that's inside this thing. For example, this particular one we have here comes with 32 gigabytes of storage. It comes with a 5.5-inch 2K or Quad HD display, and it's all powered by Snapdragon's 2016 flagship processor, the Snapdragon 821. So the controller comes built in with a bunch of sensors. Now, these sensors allow you to be able to view the controller as it is in your hand whilst you're in virtual reality. So that means if you have the controller and you point it right or left and whatnot, it will be able to show in your VR headset in real time. So it'll feel as natural as possible. But apart from just being able to be detected by the VR headset, there are a lot of features that you can use on the controller. For example, navigation. Now, as I mentioned before, it has a touchpad. So when you're on the menu, you can swipe left or right to check out a whole lot of different menus. You can navigate between the internal storage or stuff that's available online. You can type stuff. You can use the controller as a keyboard by just pointing on the letter and clicking on it. This allows you to be able to sign into Wi-Fi so that you can set the VR headset up and get to consume some stuff online. Now let's go to the VR experience. Now VR is fun because it's a different way of consuming content. For example, the biggest feature, the biggest takeaway with virtual reality is that it puts you in an environment, a completely new, completely different environment that you can, to some extent, interact with depending on how expensive your VR headset is. So for example, with the basic of VR headsets, you are able to be in a position where you can look around in an environment that's around you. Whether it's a 360-degree video, you can see what was happening in the video behind whoever it is that was shooting the video, in front, to the left, to the right, anywhere. You can check out any point you want during the video and you'll see whatever it is that was going on there. Now, it also happens with pictures. You can also view pictures in 360-degree format. So you can view a picture, you can look up and see what's at the top, you can look down, see what's at the bottom, what's at your left, at your right, and the movements are so natural and seamless. Now, what I've seen with this standalone headset is that these come with hardware fine-tuned for virtual reality. It's now different from where you take your phone, you download an app, then you explore VR using your phone. Some phones might not have enough horsepower to be running VR, and because of that, you might see a bit of lag, a bit of delay, and a lot of people complain about motion sickness because of these things. It's because the hardware in some of the smartphones is not really optimized for virtual reality. But here you have a standalone headset whose sole purpose is to just VR. Every day, all day. Gaming, movies, pictures, you name it. That's what this VR headset is all about. And so the experience, it depends on what you prefer, but it is a whole new different way of consuming content, which to some might be amazing. In fact, to most people that have tried on this headset, it's been an amazing experience for them, mainly because it's a new way of doing things. They're seeing things from a whole different platform. The headset places you in a cinema and you have this giant screen in front of you. Plug in some headphones and the experience is elevated. Right now, you will be properly thrown into another realm. This particular headset, the 32 gig version, costs about $200 on Amazon. There is also a 64 gigabyte version which costs $249 on Amazon. If you feel like you need to experience this, you can click on the link in the description. I am Edwin. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you are not subscribed to our channel, hit subscribe and hit the bell icon at the bottom there so that you can check out more of these videos as they come. I will see you around.
Whew, that was something, but it totally messed up my afro. Nonetheless, the experience was totally worth it.